Blessed Ostara, happy super full moon in Libra. How y'all doing? Hi, everybody. I'm just going to give people another minute or so to get in. We just started. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, baby. Hey, baby. Hey. Everybody settle in. We got a lot to fucking cover tonight. Gird your solar plexi. Oh, that's probably correct. Solar plexi. And how is Mark doing all of this? Wonder coffee with extra strength. Yep. People find out you like something, and then you get nothing but. So how we all doing tonight? You ready? You ready to rock and roll? I knew the bride when she used to be my baby. I knew the bride when she used to rock and roll. All right. So we're gonna here's tonight's schedule as far as I know it. We're gonna start with a prayer. We're gonna go into the castle. We're gonna chill with the gods for a bit. We're gonna talk for a little bit. And then we're going to do a thing together. There's a lot I want to cover, but I figure since all of you are coming, it's Wednesday, it is hump day, it is Ostara, it is a super full moon, and now I was just saying to my kid yesterday, it's like, how many fucking super moons are there? In my day, we didn't have super moons, we just had like regular moons. Can we get a wonder moon for a change? So this is the last for a while. I was wondering when that was going to stop. So I'm going to ask you to hold off on your questions for a little bit. We are going to go into the castle. This is not something that I do every time we grace stream. It's just sort of like when necessary, or particularly I think Sabbats are a good time to do that. So buckle up, buckle in. Oh, and I have a little special magic trick for you later involving my cats. Okay, so let's take a moment. I already went into the castle before, so I'm just going to talk y'all in. And you can do this eyes open or eyes closed. I just prefer to do it eyes closed. And what a blessing to just take this time to close your eyes and breathe. And do that. Just breathe. And whatever it is you're feeling, breathe that, right? So if you're feeling comfortable, breathe uncomfortable. And if you're feeling antsy, breathe antsy. And if you're feeling peaceful, breathe peaceful. To take you out of the mind into the body. And if you like, you can even put a hand on the solar plexus. We'll talk about chakras and that in a bit. Just give that belly a little support. As we now imagine, yes, using the mind, a very large castle carved from a single diamond, surrounded by a moat, deep and wide. The drawbridge raised, we walk right to the edge of the moat. And we offer a prayer of entry. Dearest God, Goddess, all that is, please grant us the gateway graces of humility, of hope, and of endurance, the maiden, the mother, and the crone, that we can really know that we don't know, and know that we are willing to be shown the truth. That with the gods we hope all things are possible, and that there is somehow a divine plan in all of this on a larger scale than we will ever see. And that we draw upon a strength. The strength of the soul, the strength of the spirit, the strength of the gods themselves from whence we come, to endure whatever is necessary to fulfill our role in the divine plan, and to live the lives that the divine would have us live, that the divine plan is better than anything we can imagine. Thank you. Please lower the drawbridge. And now we cross the drawbridge into the silent bliss of the castle. Once inside, we raise the bridge behind us, forbidding all outside influence from entering into this holy place that is the soul. Here, In my castle, I am alone with my gods. Under their light and companionship, I am discovering the love, the power, the wisdom, the depth, and the beauty of my soul. Here in the central courtyard of my castle, I embrace the power of prayer. Here, surrounded by my gods, I open myself to divine guidance. And here in the center of my soul, I surrender who I believe myself to be, that I may be used as a channel of grace, of healing, of service, of love, of power, of wisdom, as the gods direct my life. And while we are here, I surrender myself that I may be used as a channel of the grace of understanding and the grace of discernment, that I may give words to these graces that surpass the mind, fly under its radar, and yet still manage to communicate to us from the soul to the personality, that this grace offers guidance and is truly a part of our own unique personal power. Thank you. Thank you, my gods. So mote it be. Amen. Hey, we are off and running. I call a sip of Wonder Java, don't you think? Mm-hmm. So, yeah, blessed Ostara. Welcome, everybody. There is a lot, the chakra plate, as it were, for anybody who's new to this. A lot of this is outlined in the book Words of Grace from a Professional Witch, which I wrote. But I'll give you some of the basics. There are 8 sabbats in the pagan wheel of the year, right? Starts at Yule, goes all the way around, ends at Samhain, and reboots at Yule again. Well, we are 1/4 of the way through the wheel, right? We're at winter solstice, then we did Imbolc, and now we are at Ostara, or vernal equinox. So if you look at those 3 sabbats, just count up from the root 3 chakras, right? So Yule is the root chakra, Imbolc is the sacrum, or the navel chakra, and so Ostara is the solar plexus. Now, I do talk about chakras for hours. I do the whole 3-hour, 6-hour class, Magic, Miracles, and Mysticism on the chakras. Oh, by the way, we are not alone tonight. I have Eros is with me because the moon is in Lyons. Figured it'd be nice to have an angel on my shoulder. He's not much of an angel. But, you know, the solar plexus stuff, I talk about this stuff forever, because the solar plexus, you just can't take a piece out of an automobile and expect it to run well. And I'm not talking mud flaps, right? You just can't pull out the carburetor and expect the thing to work. They're all invaluable. They all work together as a unit. You can't pull yellow out of the rainbow, in other words. So with this one in particular, it's really one of the hardest ones of the lower 3 to manage. In the root chakra, we have tribal relationships. We discussed that, you know, winter solstice-ish. You know, our tribes, our groups, who we belong to, nationalism, you know, all that stuff, it's all in there. And I'm not really tribal, so it's easy for me to unplug from that stuff. Second chakra, we talked about a lot this past month and a half since Imbolc. Relationships, not just the romantic, you know, the parental, your relationship with an individual person, with money, with sex, with creativity, all that stuff in there. And, you know, those we get lots and lots and lots of support for, you know, support groups and friends that you can talk to about stuff. But if you think of the solar plexus as your relationship to yourself, personal power, it gets a little confusing, because there are certain gates you can only go through by yourself, right? That the solar plexus is the chakra of personal power, of survival intuition, of self-esteem, of boundaries, of our honor code, Man, honor code. I am telling you, I posted it, I think the other night when I was cooking. I just got this flash that honor and honesty, I mean, my God, same root in the word, right? That you have to be honest with yourself. We're not taught how to be honest to ourselves, and no one has been for centuries, right? That's a contemplative, right? To go into the woods, go up into the mountain, and just sit and contemplate and be honesty and be honest with yourself. Well, I think you can see how that's been bubbling up in the world as a whole deception. I am watching deceivers getting busted left, right, and center. So if you have any deceptions going on with anybody in the outside world, good luck. I have a feeling that the wave that we're seeing happening, in our government, just for example, that you really, the era of deception is quickly coming to an end. And even if you're not outwardly deceiving anybody, and we could talk about that a lot, withholding of truth, which is not quite the same thing as lying, but it's called the submission, right? When you just stop communicating, or you don't tell the person how you're really feeling, or even within yourself, like all that external stuff is tricky enough. Honest with yourself with what you are feeling. And this is a really good bridge into the grace of understanding. There is a difference between knowing and understanding. Knowing is up here. The grace of knowledge is actually a third eye grace, right? The grace, it's right up in there. Knowledge and clarity, right? So you can read and read and read and read and read, right? And you can talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and learn and learn and learn and learn and learn. It's sort of like chewing, 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 chewing. Sooner or later, it's got to make its way down into the energy field, and the solar plexus is where it is digested. Makes total sense considering the stomach is pretty there. So the grace of understanding isn't about more knowledge. It's not about more data. It's not about more information. The best way that I explain it in this moment is, have you ever witnessed somebody in pain and you just instantly understood them, right? Maybe their words, maybe by their actions, maybe just by their vibration, which is probably more likely, but it is a gut understanding. It is this feeling of, I get that. It is a knowledge that bypasses the mind because it's coming in through the lower three chakras. Well, information comes in for three, but the grace of understanding is that gut knowing. I know I'm using the word knowing and knowledge and all of this interchangeably. This is so key to our personal power because the solar plexus gives us information, intuition in a non-verbal way that probably no one else is getting in that moment, that it is our own. And therefore, we have to look at the link between intuition and self-esteem. When you get an intuitive hit down there and something goes, wah, 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 the second chakra goes, the solar plexus tends to go, or like that, right? When we get that gut hit, right, that gut intuition, we may very well want to, like, quick, check the tarot. Let's call this person. Let's call it. Where's the sun? Where's the moon? Where's the, where's Venus? Where's Uranus? We'll never be able to avoid that joke. This is where the grace of understanding can come in. Please grant me, dearest God, Goddess, all that is. There's something in my plexus, don't know what it is. Please grant me the grace of understanding and the grace of discernment to just feel it and digest this energy, to let it metabolize and process through me so I can get the information that my soul is trying to give my personality. Like myself with a capital S is trying to communicate to myself, lowercase s, higher self to the lower self, the soul to the ego, blah, 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 the character that you play in the world. You want to see the magic trick? Let's see if it works. You need something yellow. Personal power.